I will just keep an eye on the chat as well. Do please, by all means, add your comments in the chat. We might not have time for questions today, but if there's anything that kind of pops into you or anything you want to know, put it in the chat. And then what we can do is obviously review it and sort of feedback at a later date or as soon as possible. So let's begin. We'll keep an eye. Sorry if I kind of pause. I'm a bit awkward because I just want to make sure that everyone's in. But thank you for joining us, and welcome to the world of Fact Force, which is a hugely exciting new initiative that we're going to talk to you all about and explain how it's sort of happened, what it means, and what you can kind of rush off and do with it. Anna Howorth, who is our global marketing director, and all sorts of other amazing things as well, is kind of co-presenting with me today. In fact, she's sort of leading the session. So Anna's going to explain from a Usborne point of view, sort of again how Fact Force was born, and then we're going to sort of share with you some of the things that we hope you will go off and do with Fact Force, because it really is something to get very excited about. And I think one thing that's worth saying that perhaps we haven't communicated as yet is that this isn't just for World Book Day. This, in theory, is something that it's another string to your bow to add to your school's business. Just looking ahead. So, Anna, over to you if you want to sort of set the scene, please.
Thanks, Mark. Hi, everyone. Right, I'm hoping you can all see this yellow screen with the little blue egg people on it. Okay. So I'm just going to talk you through some slides, got some nice pictures to show you. So as Mark said, my role at Usborne is to look after our brand, and that's basically everything that makes Usborne unique. And one thing that makes Usborne stand out is that we started off life almost 50 years ago as a non-fiction specialist. And we are still a market leader in the children's non-fiction space, as you probably know. But did you know that all of our non-fiction books are written at Usborne Towers by staff writer editors? So I'm sitting here in the London office today, and a couple of floors up from me, 35 or more staff writers whose jobs are to write children's books, which is pretty cool. They get paid to do that, and they tend to stay here a really long time. So they're honing their craft over many, many years, decades in some case, and they spend their days researching whatever topic they're working on, and then figuring out how to share what they've learned with their young readers. So here are some of the books that they've written. Oh, no. Sorry, here we go. So these are just some of the books that they've produced over the years. And we are talking today about a small group of the Fact Force that we're going to introduce to you first. But there's actually loads of them. But we generally keep them writing their books at their desks. So
that's one of the things, isn't it? Jenny Tyler, our publishing director, is also very passionate about it, so much as, although we have authors, editors, writers who are essentially global bestsellers, they outsell some of the biggest names that you will be familiar with. We don't sort of treat them as celebrities. We make sure that they're excited and focused about the next book that they can work on. So it's very rare they are allowed out to celebrate the work they do and talk about it, because normally they're busy writing the next one.
Yeah, definitely. They're not usually on publicity tours. Their time is extremely precious. So we're very lucky if we can do anything with them in public. But one of the core principles at Usborne is that kids can understand anything if it's presented in the right way. And you're probably aware that Usborne exists to make knowledge irresistible. And these non-fiction writers are really key to that. So I'm already giving you a sneak preview, but this is some of them. These are the 6 that we're going to be talking to you about today, and you're going to see some video trailers so you can see what to expect. So these are the sort of first 6 of the Fact Force that we're introducing to you guys, the general public, to schools this year. And we've never done anything like this before, so it's really exciting that we can sort of share them with the wider world. So we call them the Usborne Fact Force, and they're an elite team on a mission to uncover the most interesting, heart-stopping and eye-popping facts in the world, and then pass them on through to kids through the incredible books that they write. I feel like we should probably have a jingle and maybe wearing capes when we talk about them. But between them, the Fact Force authors have written literally dozens and dozens of books for Usborne about topics ranging from politics to poetry, detectives to dinosaurs, and chemistry to computing. So together they know a lot about a lot of things, but there is nothing that they're more expert in than getting kids excited about facts.
I think where we're really excited now is that if you think about all these amazing books that the Fact Force team have put together, the magic only really happens when they're put into sort of children's hands. And that's essentially where we're at now. So today, what we're sort of launching with you is the fact that the Usborne Fact Force need you. Independent Usborne partners, have this ability and indeed sort of responsibility to reach children all over the country, all over Europe, because obviously this covers all partners everywhere. You go into the sort of places that typically children don't have access to books for all sorts of reasons, and you can bring this to them. So to kind of explain where we're at and how this is going to begin, we're going to sort of show you two brilliant TV quality. I think the work that's gone into these is quite something else. TV quality, kid-centric events. That's what we've created through the Fact Force. One of these events is about space. The other one is about the environment. And with these events, essentially they're being made available to schools anywhere, absolutely free. And we're creating bespoke teachers' resources and all sorts of surrounding material to really add value for each of these two events.
Yeah, so each video event is about 20 minutes long, just over 20 minutes long, but there are loads of prompts throughout the video for teachers to pause so that they can discuss the topics with the kids, or they can put their hands up and vote on quiz questions, or they can sort of pause and do a bit of activity, sort of keep them interested. So hopefully, although they're digital, they're really interactive and really dynamic events. So as Mark said, we've created some resource packs for teachers. So here, so these are the two events, so we've got 100 things to know about space, and we've got Love Your Planet. These are the two events that we're going to be showing you trailers for today, and I can just show you here. This is what the resource packs look like. They're about 30 pages, so these are just sample pages, but you can see that they come with a nice cover explaining what they're all about. All the themes and topics that they're linked to on the curriculum are listed out. There's quick links available, and then there's everything from sort of quick downloadable worksheets that kids can fill in there and then, to much longer sort of group research projects that the children can do over the course of a lesson, or teachers can use these resources over a week or more. So there's hopefully loads of value for teachers in these packs, and the videos really bring those to life.
So what we wanted to do to kind of set the scene, for you today, and then also to sort of get teachers and schools excited, we created trailers for each of the events. Obviously, these are things that will be available on the website, and the trailers are for your viewing only, so you can kind of get your head around what's going on with each event. And most importantly, they're there for you to share with the schools that you work with and the schools that you don't work with yet. So you all get a feel for what you can expect from Fact Force events. And I think we're going to show the trailers now.
Yeah, I'm going to show one, and then we'll come back for the other one in a bit. Okay. Right, just give me a thumbs up if you can hear the sound.
Hi, my name's Ruth. Hi, I'm Laura.
Hi, I'm Alex, and we're part of the Usborne Fact Force. We love facts. Our favourite kinds are not things that anybody needs to know. They're the sort of things that no one needs to know. Together, we've written books about all sorts of things, from the oceans to maths to history. But we're here today to tell you a few facts that no one needs to know about space. Space.
Presented by Usborne's best-selling non-fiction authors.
Even in our fastest spaceship, it takes thousands of years to get to the next star, let alone visit another galaxy.
The 100 Things to Know About Space video is packed with fascinating space facts.
So what they were actually listening to was the beginning of time itself, and pigeons helped them find it.
From the unique design of spacesuits.
But what if you get an itchy nose, Laura?
Well, don't panic, Alex, because in the front of the helmet is a tiny bit of Velcro, so you can just lean forward and scratch your itch.
Clever.
To dark matter, supernovas and wormholes.
In theory, wormholes are real, but no one has found one yet.
We provide interactive talking points.
So astronauts have to master a wide range of skills. Let's see if we have the skills between us to make the perfect astronaut.
Fun quizzes.
Why was the first sandwich eaten in space a near disaster?
And a curriculum-linked lesson plan.
You don't have to go into space to study it. It can be just as interesting and useful to look from down here on Earth.
If you'd like to access this free digital event for your school, contact your local independent Usborne partner.
Amazing. I think it's worth saying, just because we're messing around with Zoom today, that's probably why the speech and the pictures were slightly out of sync, but obviously the actual files are spot on.
Yeah, they look great when you're watching them, and they are available on our website now, so we can link you to that later on. And so, yeah, as Mark said, we really want you to help us reach as many schools as possible with this amazing opportunity. And these are completely free. Just to reiterate, these are completely free to teachers. We're saying there's no catch, just incredible facts. And we're launching ahead of World Book Day because we know that that is your busiest time in schools.
And it is worth sort of highlighting that Fact Force is exclusively being shared through Usborne Community Partnerships, so through our independent Usborne partners and the website, at least until September. So you've got sort of the remainder of this entire school year that this is only available via you and your website, which I think is a lovely kind of vote of confidence from Usborne itself. We're so excited by the brand new Fact Force events. We have already told schools on your behalf. Primary schools in the UK we've told directly. So 25,000 schools in the UK, they've each received a poster in their World Book Day pack that's sent directly to them. And that poster has all sort of information relating to, you can see one of the posters on screen here, relating to Fact Force event. And essentially all they need to do is kind of read, enjoy it, and then click on the QR code, and all sorts of fun things happen, which I can explain shortly.
So
I think we've got another video, haven't we?
Yeah, if everyone's ready, I've got another video from the authors here.
Hello and welcome to Love Your Planet. I'm Lara.
And I'm Jerome, and we're both members of the Usborne Fact Force.
That means we have the really lovely job of writing non-fiction books together as a team.
We want to get people excited about all kinds of things. Everything from why some nuts are radioactive,
To why Vikings spent more time skiing than fighting,
to why Neil Armstrong left his boots up on the moon. Over the past few years, we've all been writing a lot of books about one of the most important topics of all, planet Earth.
We spend our days visiting libraries, reading newspapers, looking online, and competing with each other to find the best facts we can.
So today, we want to show you some of the most exciting facts we've found about our planet Earth.
Well, for starters, it's full of all sorts of amazing things, from towering, giant redwoods to mountains that reach the sky.
From swampy mangrove forests to colourful coral reefs.
From tropical islands dotted through the sea to bustling jungles teeming with life.
All of these places are extraordinary and beautiful. But of course, we all know that the Earth is beautiful.
Yes, what keeps us excited about planet Earth is just how surprising it is.
As we research and write about forests or oceans or deserts, we keep coming up with facts that we've never heard of, that we can scarcely believe, and that we just have to share with each other.
Those are the facts that end up in our books, and those are the facts we're going to share with you today.
To access this free program, consisting of a 40-minute video and accompanying teachers' resources.
Contact your local independent Usborne partner.
Lovely. Really, really good. So excited about this. Now, just to sort of reiterate the kind of the process and also some of the additional resources that we're going to surround this by. So, as I say, in the UK, 25,000 primary schools have received a poster that introduces them to the Fact Force. On that poster is a QR code that will take them to the website. They fill in a very simple form, and that gives them free access to the Fact Force events. No kind of questions, no barriers, no sort of paywalls or anything like that. They're straight in. During that small sign-up form, they are asked if they're in contact with an independent Usborne partner. If they're not, that school is then sort of allocated through our lead scheme to the business development program achievers. So any school that isn't associated with the partner but wants sort of to get or learn more about Fact Force will be put in touch with the partner. But of course, you can completely cut across all that by getting out there with the schools that you already work with and the schools that you would like to work with straight away. We want you kind of telling all of the schools that these events are out there, that they are completely free and that they are surrounded by pretty much everything that a teacher in a classroom would need. In addition to that, there are various kind of tools and resources that help you better explain and present the Fact Force initiative. And although the posters have only gone to the schools in Europe, simply because that's how World Book Day operate, there's nothing to stop our European partners offering the same service to all of their schools. I saw a question in the chat which was, are the posters going to be available to partners to buy? They're not, but they will be available for you to be able to download for free from Tools and Downloads. So you will have a copy of your own so that you know what a school might be talking about. Equally, you can remind the person who you work with in a school to double check their pack. Did they get this? Was it passed around in the classroom? Has it been put up in in the staff room and so on and so forth? So you've got that kind of reinforcement of something that the school has already seen. In terms of what opportunities this opens up for you, because again, Fact Force exists in its entirety online as a beautiful sort of fait accompli package that schools can use. But what opportunities does that create for you? So think about Fact Force related events. Think about doing Ready Steady Reads, Ready Steady Listens, perhaps community book pledges focused on those topics of space or environment and our planet. Think about book fairs that are themed around those particular titles, classroom sets, curriculum related sets. All of this is sort of basically geared around you having opportunities to start conversations around how would a fantastic package of resources based on space or on the planet help you, Mr. and Mrs. Teacher, and your school this term. Just very quickly to give you a sort of quick summary of what else is going to be online for you, and stuff's being uploaded during the course of today if it's not already there. So there's a simple how-to guide for you, kind of takes you through the steps of how it all works and so on and so forth. There is an introduction to the Fact Force, who they are, what the books they create. There are going to be flyers highlighting the books to spotlight for each event. So again, use those flyers to kind of share ideas of books, book-related themes. There you go. So these might be books that you have in stock, books that you want to take and sort of showcase book fairs and events. Various other assets to share on your social media, including photos and, of course, the video trailers. So again, you can start sort of sharing this initiative with everyone through all the channels that you like to work through. I think there's all sorts of other assets as well coming your way, but I won't sort of spoil that now. Essentially, that's really, I think, Anna, unless you've got anything to add, that's pretty much an introduction to Fact Force.
Yeah, I would just add, we're so excited to get these authors out there because, like we say, they are staff writers, but as Mark says, they're huge bestsellers. Sell millions and millions of copies all around the world. So to be able to get them out in this digital format through you guys is really exciting. It's the first time we've ever done it.
It is, yeah. And of course, another thing just to sort of say out loud is, although Fact Force is kind of a self-contained initiative, of course it relates to all the other things that we already have available. So if you're thinking like sort of quick links, the other teachers' resources, the fact of the week, all those things that we already have ongoing on the website that you can make use of and pass on for free, just as a sort of paying something forward sort of mechanism for keeping in touch with all of your schools partners and contacts and things. This is, again, just another string to your bow. Very quickly, because I've seen some great questions in the chat, so I'm just going to fly through some of these. But again, if there's anything that requires a bit more detail, we'll possibly come back to you. So I've mentioned about the posters not being available to buy, but they will be available to download. Charlie's talking about where do you get the videos, where do you get the resource packs, is it live now? So yes, pretty much. Again, there's a few bits that we're uploading during the day, but you should actually be able, Anna, correct me if I'm wrong, you could, as a partner, pretend you're a school and register to actually get into the Fact Force sort of area and find all the content there. So again, you can familiarise yourself with everything that a teacher or a school will be able to see when they register. Don't worry if you missed the beginning. We are recording this and it will be made available to all partners to watch back. Emma's talking about British Science Week coming up. Great opportunity for partners to work with schools. Absolutely. And as Anna said at the start, although we're launching this sort of slightly ahead of World Book Day, because we know this is the time when you are most active in schools, Fact Force doesn't go away when World Book Day season comes to an end. Again, this is much like your Ready to Read, your school book fairs, your community book pledges, your direct sales. However you work with schools, this is just another option, another opportunity, another conversation you can start to provide teachers who are, as we know, time poor, budget poor, with something that is completely free but will add value to their lesson plans and to their curriculum.
Yeah, and just scanning through the chat as well, I think some people have already found them, but if you go to usborne.com and search for Fact Force, you should be able to find the page quite easily. The trailers are on the page. You can see how the schools sign up. And then beyond that, yeah, like Mark says, the teachers' resource packs and the videos are available to teachers to access straight away. So hopefully you've got all the resources that you need. And yeah, if you need anything else, please let us know and we can hopefully provide any extra stuff.
Yeah, send any questions into the usual kind of partner.support email address. And we'll pick those up. But hopefully, again, that's got you really excited about something else that you can offer all the teachers and schools that you would like to be working with. I think that's us done now. So I'm going to end the recording. I'm going to bring the meeting to a close. Thank you all so much for joining us and taking the time today.
I'm really excited to see what you will do with it.
Yes.